Okay, we're back for Beyond Two Bridges, another episode, starting off with our Take 5. This one, once again, is going to be a special edition where we're going to look forward to 2026. We're kicking it off early in the new year here. What does 2026 bring for us? What does 2026 bring for the Chamber? What does 2026 bring for the economy? We'll dive in with our quick projections over 5 minutes. So
yeah, let's go.
All right. I think 2026 will be a fascinating year. From an economic side, the CUSMA review is taking place this summer. So I'm going to loop in the CUSMA review with federal government and federal politics. So do I think that CUSMA would be completely blown up and restarted? As we're filming this right now, it seems like Donald Trump is looking to try to start it over, like complete a new economic trade policy. And with that, blowing up CUSMA. Would I love to see this being a review? Yes. Do I think it's going to be an overhaul? Really, potentially. So everything that I've been reading, everybody I've talked to says that it's going to be very, very tenuous to determine to see what 2026 brings for the CUSMA review. I think along those lines too, while we're talking federal government, I think it'll be really, really interesting to see what happens with the Carney government. Right now, as it stands, they're still a minority. I can see a confidence vote happening in 2026. I don't know if the Conservatives are ready or willing to start an election. I don't think any of the parties are prepared, but my guess, I think we see an overhaul of CUSMA. I don't think that we're going to see an election. I think 2027 will be the election. That's my quick 2 cents on that. Matthew?
All right. So I'm going to go into some really exciting projections about our groundbreakings locally here. And 2 come to mind. I'm going to start it off with the Gordie Howe International Bridge. This has been something that obviously has been going on for a long time. The Chamber as a whole, we've found ways to partner with WDBA, the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority. We did a tour with them back in the summer of 2025.
When do you think it'll open?
I'm hoping.
No, give me a date.
All right. Boy, oh boy.
Give me a date.
I'm going to say on record, February 6th.
I'm going to say April 27th.
All right. And there's money on the table for that.
That's fine.
All right. Sounds good.
Christmas bonus.
That's right. Perfect. For the bridge itself, there's going to be a huge uptake on this international bridge. And I think that with the support from our friends in Detroit, we'll make sure that the Chamber is on the ground floor when that actually happens and it kicks off. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the Fancy Family Hospital. Groundbreaking needs to be...
I'm interrupting again. What's going to happen first? Bridge open?
Oh, boy.
Or groundbreaking of the hospital?
I'm going to say the groundbreaking of the hospital.
Nice. Okay, I'll take that.
All right. That's my hope. That's my prediction. But both of these things in our region are really big monumental opportunities for us to show that Windsor-Essex is moving the ground, for lack of better words, to make our space feel that much bigger than it has ever been before.
All right, number 4. It's not a projection. It's actually going to happen.
Well, what about number 3? Let me get into municipal elections first.
Oh, sorry, bad reader.
That's all good. So municipal elections, October 2026, is going to happen here. Every single opportunity where we can create a little bit of waves within our municipal government is important for us in a democratic process. So I'm sure that there will be opportunities to get the Chamber involved in that process. We have done in the past some debates.
Are we going to do a debate this year?
That is to be determined. I mean, I don't know what we think needs to happen, but there is always an opportunity for discourse between candidates, and I think that the Chamber will make sure that the information is provided to the community in some capacity. But the mayor election, the councillor elections, out in the county, warden, all of the things are going to be big this year. And it'll be interesting to kind of see it all play out.
Yeah, municipal government affects everybody's life even more than the provincial or federal level. It's one of those things that you need to be attentive to. Get out there and vote. Make sure that you vote when you have the opportunity. Number 4, 2026. Municipal elections, we just covered. Let's get into economic uncertainty. Okay, I can see 2026 again being a year of economic uncertainty. As I mentioned before, we've got the CUSMA review. Until that's kind of buttoned up, there's going to be that economic uncertainty out there, especially here in Windsor-Essex. We've seen great progress being made on the unemployment rate as we're filming this right now. We're at 8.1%, but it's been a little bit of an ebb and flow. We had a tough summer. Here we are in late Q4, early Q1 2026. Unemployment rate's not doing too bad. I think it's going to be a little bit up and down, and it's going to be very much largely hinged on what happens with CUSMA. I think the unemployment rate around the country is going to basically plateau. I think Windsor-Essex will be okay. I'd love to see us keeping that, high 7 to low 8%. Inflation may hit. I mean, I think we'll see it more out of the States. People recognize now that every time that there is tariffs cost more money to the U.S. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how the U.S. economy handles all of that. Finally, the housing market. There's a whole bunch of 5-year mortgage renewals coming up this year. So I'd be really interested to see how the cost of housing is influenced. I think it's going to go down a little bit. I think that the market will get a little bit more warm, a little hotter. But I do think there'll be more stock in the market because as these 5-year fixed mortgages come up, I think we're going to see, and it's blinking at me because I'm late. Look, I'm late. All right. Anyways, Matthew, back to you.
All right. I know that I think, run out of the 5 minutes that we have allotted to this, but I think the most important thing that us as a chamber, what we're looking forward to in 2026 is on March 27th, 2026. It is our 150th birthday, and we're going to celebrate in a big way at the Water's Edge Event Center. We are going to make sure that it's a community party. We want you there. Please visit our website, wechamber150.ca. Get all of the information. Come to the party, celebrate with us, because what we've done now will help us for the next 150 years.
2026, it will be one heck of a year. 2025 was one hell of a year. Really looking forward to 2026. Should be great. Can't wait to celebrate a birthday. Can't wait to see what happens in the economy. Know that the Chamber of Commerce is going to be here to support you as businesses, support this region, support this economy. And let's get into our next guest. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Beyond Two Bridges. In this segment, we have the privilege of speaking with community leader Hilda MacDonald. Hilda is the Warden of Essex County and a trailblazer in municipal leadership. Her journey began as a small business owner in Leamington, where she quickly became a driving force in local economic development through the Business Improvement Association and Chamber of Commerce. Elected to council in 2006 and later acclaimed as the deputy mayor, Hilda made history in 2018 as Leamington's second female mayor, and again in 2022, where she was also the first female warden in the 170-year history of Essex County. Throughout her career, she has championed regional collaboration, infrastructure investment, and community well-being, serving on provincial boards like AMO, chairing the Ontario of Small Urban Municipalities, and today, Hilda continues to lead with vision and purpose, working to strengthen Windsor-Essex as a vibrant, inclusive, and prosperous region. Warden? Should we call you Warden?
Please call me Hilda.
Hilda it is.
Yes.
Okay. Hilda it is. So tell us about the role of being a warden. What is a warden? What do you do? It's such an intimidating name. We won't use it anymore.
People think it has something to do with prisons.
You're running jails.
Yes. No, so I'm basically the chair of the regional mayors and deputy mayors. They elected me to be the chair of that group. So I am the first female, though.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about that?
It's pretty cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
Is it more incredible that you are the first warden or that it's taken 150, 200 years for that to happen?
I'm surprised it's taken that long. I thought we were all smarter than that. No offense. No, it does. It because I think of the females in leadership that went before me. I'm surprised that didn't happen before. But I'm very honored to be that, and I like the fact that I'm able to be an example, particularly for younger women. I talk in the schools quite frequently, and I tell them that, and the fact that my parents came here as immigrants.
Really? From where?
From Austria in 1951. And after I was elected mayor, a fellow that lived in the same village came up to me and said, "I can't believe that somebody from our village, their child is the mayor of the town I live in now." So to me, there's all of these things that come together that make me feel very honored that I do what I do and can do what I do, and am privileged to do what I do.
So why do you do what you do?
Well, it's not to be liked.
No, because it's not easy. Any leadership
No.
role, like immediately folks are going to be against you.
Absolutely. And you know, I said to someone the other day, you know, I used to want to be liked. And that was something. I'm not going to say I was a people pleaser, but I want to be liked. And now that can't be something that drives me anymore. So I do it because I love the ability to be a part of change, be a part of making things better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you would ask my family if they need advice or they need not to fix something physical, but to find a solution, they come to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's been part of my personality and my part of my reason for being, if you will. And so it just all the things in my life kind of unfolded that brought me to where I am, not because of intention, but because of circumstance.
Hilda, we had you as one of our attendees at our small business summit. You were amazing always up at the podium, and we always appreciate when you are able to share with our attendees. But that being said, what you said was you started with small business as kind of your background. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? What was your small business, and where did you start that? Where did you run your business?
I had a kitchen shop in Leamington. I had worked for the library system for a long time, and things just kind of unfolded. This is a goofy story, okay? I sold candles as a side hustle. I used to buy colonial candles, and I loved them, and they started selling them as home parties. And so I decided to sign up as a salesperson so that I could get them. I had top sales from here to Chatham. In my 3 years I did it, I was top.
Do you get like a pink Cadillac if you do that?
Oh, if
Is
you
that a
keep
different
going,
color?
you get something
Okay,
like that.
cool.
That's Mary Kay. But anyway, as I was doing it, I realized people always talked about food, women in particular, food and entertaining. And I thought, like, I'm a really good cook, no brag, just fact. And I know I'm also a trivia person. If I'm going to make something, I will research it. And coming from the library background, I always had information at my disposal, at my elbows, at my fingertips. So anyway, I decided I did a business plan. I went through, what was it then? Suzanne Castagnier. It was like Small Business Center. They helped you do a business plan. They gave you all these steps of and I followed all the steps. I did my business plan. I went to the accountant. I did all my homework. And then after 6 months of research, I opened my business in Uptown Leamington. And we had an island in the center, and we called it Strawberries Kitchen Shop because I had always had strawberries. I always had a red kitchen, and strawberries were kind of a theme.
Is there a lot of color in this place?
Yeah, lots of red.
That makes sense.
I love color. We had red countertop. The coffee was always on, and that island became like a hub. The mayor would come in, council members, other business people, and I just got involved in local government because of circumstance. It just went that way. So, of course, you know how they do that. Then they ask you to be on the Chamber of Commerce. They ask you to sit on.
Oh, we bring you right in.
Yep.
Yeah.
They sucked me into that black hole. No, just kidding. I loved it. BIA, Economic Development. So I just got involved in really basically municipal government. And I loved it. And over the years, I had my business for 10 years. And over the years, very often I was approached to run for council. And I said, I can't run when I have a business because you'll make decisions that tick people off. And then there goes your customer base, right? So anyway, I had it for that long. We did cooking classes. I got to know the people at Town Hall because I did cooking classes for Town Hall. We hosted the Ontario Small Urban Municipalities conference. They had a cooking class at my store. So it was all of these things that kept crossing paths with me. And then I think, my husband was hurt very badly in an electrical accident. He was electrocuted, lost his arm and part of his foot. And that was life-changing for my kind of aspect of life. I realized my business had become so consuming that I felt like my family had come second. And so I decided to sell the business, and I sold it in August. I already filed. I knew it was going to sell. I filed to run early in 2006, sold it in August of 2006, and then ran in October, and I led the polls.
There you go.
And you haven't looked back.
I haven't looked back. No, it was like I was
You're meant for it.
meant for it.
Yeah, those discussions around the strawberry table,
Yep.
and here you are,
And here
Warden
I
of
am.
Essex County.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners about the importance of municipal government and the impact that it has on a daily life, because I don't think folks quite recognize it. Everyone said, "Oh, Mark Carney, it's going to, really impact our lives." Oh, Doug Ford, it's municipalities.
Well, when you think about it, everything that we do at the municipality affects people's lives, from police to ambulance to fire to libraries to garbage pickup to snow plowing to your parks. All of that stuff impacts our lives. We're constantly being touched by the municipality's work. And yet at the federal level, how often are you? When you pay HST, when you pay your income tax?
Yeah, foreign policy isn't affecting most people on a day-to-day basis.
No. And we are the closest to the people. What we do affects the lives of everyone. The decisions we make affects the quality of life of the people that of our neighbors, of our friends and our neighbors. And so to me, I feel municipal government is very important. And yet, we get like a teeny tiny bit of the money. We do it on property taxes, not based on sales and HST money that comes in and gets higher and higher as the prices of services and goods increase, right? So to me, it's very important, and I take that responsibility very seriously.
You always consider multiple stakeholder view when you're making decisions, right? And can you speak to a little bit about how hard decisions are to make?
So tough decisions, because your first, for me, and I'll just speak for my experience. My first reaction, if you call me with a complaint, I want to fix it for you.
Well, that goes back to you wanting to be liked.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And I think most of us want to be
We
liked.
all do.
No one wants to be hated
No.
or ridiculed.
No one wants to be the
or-
bad guy.
No. Then you have to start looking at the bigger picture. So if we change this for Ryan, how's Matthew going to be impacted? And then not just Matthew, all the other people that are in the world of
Right.
of your municipality. And that's when things get tough, because I want you to vote for me next time. I want you to like me when I see you at the grocery store. But again, if making a bylaw or changing a bylaw or making an exception for you impacts other people, I've got a tough decision. Thank goodness for my 6 other colleagues. And I spoke at a high school the other day, and they wanted to know what happens if I disagree with my council. And I said, if I'm the only one voting a certain way, I go to them and say, so what's wrong with how I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Because if I'm the only one voting a certain way, I have to reason it out. So in my head, I always have to have the cons, right? The pros, I should say. Pros first. I'm thinking I'm going to vote this way because of this, and this. A lot of times I call my colleagues and say, okay, help me think this through. Am I right here, or what am I missing? I could ask my husband, but he's got a point of view. I could ask my sister. She's got a point of view. I need to ask my colleagues that are on the same line of fire, if you will. And that's to me how we figure things out. Then, when our CAO, Peter Neufeld, first came to the municipality, he said to us at a strategic planning session, Council, your decisions that you make today are not just going to be about the next 4 years or the next term. They're going to be about the next 5 years, the next 10 years, and the next 20 years. And I will tell you, that was my moment of revelation. And from that point on, we collectively as a council started making decisions for the future, not just the present. But I will tell you that up until that point, I believe, I know, we made decisions based on every 4 years. And I still see municipalities that do that. It's not easy, because those tough decisions that you're making for the future do impact the people now, and the now, they don't always like it. They're either inconvenienced by infrastructure, by road reconstruction, by all those things. By taxes. Oh my gosh, yes. And so, but we have to do it that way, because if we do something now that will prevent growth or prevent an expansion or prevent us from becoming even a better municipality now, that's counterproductive to why we're here. So to me, I believe our decisions need to be, we need to look at the now, the near future, and then the distant future as well. I think it's incumbent on all of us as municipal politicians and onto administration as well to think that way, because we don't live in 4-year terms. Our residents don't live in 4-year terms. We are making decisions now for people that aren't even born yet. And I find that I feel the weight of that responsibility, but I also feel honored by that responsibility. How cool is that? That the decisions, when we make thoughtful decisions about the future, we're making sure that our children's grandchildren will have a good future in a municipality that we have been a part of building.
So with the weight of that on your shoulders, because that can be seen as pretty heavy, how do you prioritize what needs to be looked at right now? What are the top priorities for Windsor-Essex as a region?
Growth, accommodating the growth that's coming. And we can't, I don't feel like, now that we know it's coming and we're on the cusp of it, we can't just react after the fact. We have to be slightly ahead of the game. I believe it's much easier if you can be anticipating. I don't know about you, but I don't like being surprised.
We're going to segue into a quick break from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to try something. We're going to surprise you.
Okay.
And then we're going to get into Hilda's Chamber of Secrets.
Ooh.
And then we'll wrap it up and talk a little bit about vision. So
okay,
let's cut over to our sponsors.
Exciting offers all year round with Plantscape Windsor, an affinity partner of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce. Liana and her team are here to help you transform your space and elevate your workplace. Right now, Chamber members can take advantage of 3 incredible offers. First, enjoy 10% off year-round maintenance services, including commercial, industrial, and institutional snow removal and grass care, with a minimum 1-year contract. Second, bring life and color to your office with a customized tropical plant service featuring a free 3-month trial valued at up to $250 per month. And third, boost morale and well-being with horticultural therapy. This is a unique, hands-on experience designed to reduce stress and inspire creativity. With 1 free trial for up to 15 participants, don't just maintain your space, transform it. From lush greenery to stress-relieving horticultural therapy, Liana and her team at Plantscape Windsor bring life, beauty, and well-being to your workplace. These exclusive chamber member benefits won't last forever. Visit plantscape.ca today and start creating a space where people thrive.
All right, welcome back to B2B. We're here with Hilda. Ryan and I have a great segment for you, something that we do with all of our guests, and it's about tasting things locally around the region. So today we have a special delicacy from Richmond Company Popcorn.
Oh, yes.
So we have 3 different varieties of popcorn. The one closest to you in the back is Parmesan and garlic. The orange one is, of course, a traditional cheddar. And then we have a salted caramel, if you're into that for the sweetness factor. So please, as our guests, have your first taste.
I will do the salted caramel first. I know Richmond Popcorn. They're in Amherstburg.
They are. So Nikki and Dan Jemes have started this amazing company in Amherstburg, but they actually just opened a location not too long ago in Tecumseh Mall as well. So there's one here in Windsor. So they're expanding and they have a bunch of different flavors. And I think these ones are a nice blend of everything. Let me try
love
these.
this.
Excellent.
Yes.
So you're being a true lady and I'm not being a gentleman because you grabbed a couple pieces. I was for sure going for the whole glass. So here
It's
we
one
are.
of those things like popcorn. You always start like kind of small and you have like one piece and then by the end of it, you're like shoveling it into your mouth.
Go.
I was going to share. No, it's
See,
all right.
because you
I'll
are
just-
such a nice person.
Am
At
I
what point do I
crunching?
pour this down my throat?
Oh,
No,
Are
not
we
appropriate.
That's
crunching? Are we
act two of the movie.
crunching into the microphone?
Yeah,
It's ASMR. We've
yeah.
learned this.
Do you know what ASMR means? Neither do I,
know.
but I've heard it before. What is ASMR?
So I am not a connoisseur of ASMR, but it is a matter of getting the reaction of the sounds that you're doing on the microphone for the listener's benefit. They like that like tingling sensation, or maybe it helps them go to sleep. So ASMR, like we can like tap and it's ASMR.
And I hate the sound of people chewing.
Me too. That's my biggest pet
Oh.
peeve.
Oh,
I hate that noise.
my son does too. I can't serve corn on the cob when he comes for dinner. I have to cut it off the cob because he can't stand that sound.
There's moments where I get annoyed at myself for chewing too loud.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
So I didn't know this was a thing.
full-on
and now
sensory
I am
thing.
going to be very, very cautious around you because we spend way too many lunches and dinners
yeah.
together. So.
I hate the sound of chewing.
I do too. And it's like, my husband won't be listening to this, so I can say, last night he got out a tin of mixed nuts. I sat there listening to, watching the movie with one ear plugged up because I
Oh,
can't
yes.
stand the sound.
What did you watch? What movie?
I hate to tell you,
Come on.
it was actually The Office.
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah,
The Office is amazing.
I love it. But some of the humor is inappropriate.
Like the British one?
No, The Office was Steve Carell.
It's not that offside.
Oh,
Come around our
Yeah, I was
office
going to
is
say it's a
probably
day in the
worse.
life of us.
I don't know. I think we've become much more sensitive to some of the remarks that, say, 10, 15 years ago we used to say
Yeah.
that now we don't say.
Well, there's a degree that it should be. I mean, some of the things that were said are not appropriate,
Yeah.
but also it's humor. Let's laugh a little. Let's
It-
enjoy it. Let's
oh,
take
yeah.
it for what it is.
But I feel guilty laughing. I felt guilty laughing at some of it last night. We'd look at each other and go, oh my gosh.
Where you were probably only picking up half the jokes because your ear was
'Cause my
blocked
ear
in the
was
one
plugged.
side.
I hope he doesn't hear this. I don't want him to
This
know
is the
I did
soundbite that we're
Yeah.
pulling for the internet.
Okay, so this is a segment. It's called Hilda MacDonald and the Chamber of Secrets.
Okay.
You can keep chewing popcorn. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult to get it out. So, this is when we ask you about what makes you you. What's the secret sauce? What's been your success? So, I've known you for a number of years now, but why don't you tell us what's the secret sauce? What's Hilda's secret?
I think two things. One, and I know I'm known for being brutally honest, but my mother was brutally honest, and I hated that quality about my mom. May she rest in peace. But now that I'm older, I find, like, don't waste my time with smoke and mirrors or smoke and whatever they are that they blow around. I want to know how you feel. Don't worry about my feelings. Tell me the truth, because honestly, I don't want to waste my time trying to guess. So that's why I feel like, I know I sometimes am brutally honest, but I remember my first term of council, this gentleman said to me, you know what I like about you? He said, you tell it like it is and you say things that everybody else is afraid to say. And I try and be kind, but I usually call a spade, if that's okay to say. I do believe, though, that I maybe can get away with it because I'm not hurtful, and people have come to expect it from me.
I think it's coming from a good place. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Like there's not a single time I've ever come across you that it's mean-spirited. It's honest.
Yeah,
And
it's
sometimes people need
honest.
to hear honesty.
Well, I feel like we need to be that way, but I can't say in public, believe me, because then when a politician says, believe me, nobody does. But to me, I do believe that's been my, I believe I'm known for that. And then, and you know, my other, if you want to call it secret sauce, has been about building relationships. And I can't even tell you really why it came to me, but my first term as mayor, I said to my CAO, I want this term to be about building relationships, rebuilding some that had been broken, but building new ones, because I felt there were opportunities that we as a municipality hadn't looked at to build relationships. That was 2019. We met with all of our partners. We met with Mayor Dilkins. We met with TWEPI and Windsor-Essex just to say, we're here. You know, this, I'm Hilda, this is Peter, you call us. And we did a whole year of that. And I will tell you that in 2020, that paid off for me. That was, I could call people, they called me back. I called, they pick up. And I believe it was because of those relationships that we built. And even the relationship of the municipality with Premier Ford, when he opened up everybody but Leamington and Kingsville, I went on Twitter, then it was Twitter. I said, well, first I called Mayor Dilkins. I said, I need the Premier's number, which he directed me to it. I left a message. Nobody called me back. So I went on Twitter and said, hey, Ford Nation, apparently you don't return your calls. Well, I'll tell you that afternoon. That was a Sunday. That Sunday evening, I got a call from the Premier. And I feel like we built a relationship. They called me and said he wants to get his first haircut in Leamington. And I said, I got the perfect place. Master Nardi Barbershop, he's a liberal and he's celebrating 50 years in business, and that's where they went. So again, building relationships and honest. I had a conversation with MPP Andrew Dowie, and I said, like, I'm not about spitting in the eye of the province. I will have the tough conversations with you in private, and I'll tell you like it is, but I'll never do it. I'll never embarrass anybody or belittle them in public. But if I disagree, I'll let you know. And that has worked. It has worked for me. I
Luckily,
believe.
luckily Ryan and I haven't had those conversations with you behind closed doors.
That's because you haven't ticked me off. No, Ryan. Ryan and I go way back.
Way
don't
back.
We?
Yeah. One of those relationship building, fact finding mission in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I had
First time we spent some time together.
I had a group of people laugh at me when I told them I went on a fact finding mission to Amsterdam, but we did.
What kind of facts were you actually trying to find?
We went to a greenhouse.
Yeah, greenhouse.
Conference.
It was Green Tech. Back myself and Matt Johnson led a delegation of Kingsville and Leamington. Again, built incredible relationships. Learned about a tech hub in the world. The Netherlands is a very advanced economy in the greenhouse space, and there was the whole burgeoning cannabis industry here. Yeah. So we had to understand what was going on in the U.S. In the Netherlands, and bring it back to here. So it was a fact-finding mission, Matthew.
That's what I was getting to at the end of that part of that conversation. That's exactly what I wanted everyone to know.
And some of the information we had was erroneous, right? It wasn't legal. Cannabis wasn't legal.
Correct.
We went to that one place where they basically took us through a front door that looked like a little storeroom, and in the back was where the business was happening.
Yeah.
But it was a company. It wasn't like we weren't Cloak and Dagger or
Right.
anything. But people assumed everything was legal. It's not really legal.
Yeah,
they looked the other way.
Interesting place. Anyways, segue.
Sorry.
To something,
No,
Matthew.
no, it's all good. Segue. So we like to talk about brandability as well, like you as a person, as an elected official, but more so as a human being. What is your brand? How do you see that brand out in the world?
My brand?
Yeah.
I have a brand?
Everyone has a brand.
Come
you have
on,
to
Hilda.
market yourself somehow. Maybe it's break clothes.
Oh, well, yeah, I like
Good
great
energy.
clothes.
Dresser.
Well, that's just because I like patterns and things. Yeah. And you know what? In my hair, too, I think I'm known for my hair.
You're a look. You got a thing going. You always do. You're always extremely well dressed and well prepared.
Well, thanks. But I could tell you, can I tell you a funny story?
That's why
love
we're
that.
here.
So I don't always realize, because I don't feel like that. I just feel like regular. So one day I was in the Bay when the Bay was open, and I was shopping for unmentionables. I was standing in the store with panties, a handful of panties in one hand and a handful of bras in the other. And these two ladies came up to me and they said, "Are you Hilda?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." But again, it's like you don't really even realize that people, and this is the media,
Yeah.
right? Media makes us well known. We think we're not. We think we're just known in our little community or in our group of interactees. We're not. Because of social media and because of media, we're known much further than, say, politicians of the 1950s that didn't even have maybe much local TV, right?
So how do you protect that? How do you curate that? Or do you curate that? Do you just let it happen? Be yourself and let it go?
Yeah, pretty much. But I stay off social media.
Yeah, no more @Ford Nation on Twitter.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I am on LinkedIn. I could do it on LinkedIn, but
There
it
you
hasn't
go.
been necessary. Hasn't been necessary. No, I'm just me. I just feel like what you see is what you get. That's kind of how it is. I've always liked bright colors. And as for the hair, that was just easy. That was just easy. I
I
decided.
got similar hairstyles as you.
Yeah, I know.
You're way sharper though.
No, but you guys figured out a long time ago that long stuff. Like, why? I've wasted a lot of years on that stuff. This is just easy. Every day's a good hair day. My husband cuts my hair, eh?
My wife cuts my hair.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
There we
something
go.
else in common.
Maybe your husband can cut my hair and vice versa. I don't know. where
I
was gonna
cut
go with
his
that.
hair during COVID.
That's how it started for me too.
Once he only let me do it once because I took off the guard.
It was a little too close.
And I went, oops, and he was not happy, and that was the only time he let me cut his hair. But he cuts, and he only has one arm, right? So that's pretty good. I call him my one-arm barber, with all due respect and love, and he knows it. He gets it.
Yeah.
I was going to the barber shop, but I always had to battle for a seat. And the one time, it was just like an old guy got there after me and cut in front of me.
Did they not know you're the warden?
Well, no, I tried.
You run the prison system.
Yeah, there you go. And if they're not nice, I'll throw them in jail. Sorry. Anyway.
The thing that we always like to segue into towards the end of the conversation, Hilda, is vision of our community in the future, right? So Chamber of Commerce, obviously local mayor and warden, but what does Windsor-Essex look like in 15 years? What's your vision of Windsor-Essex 2040?
Well,
And then the next question I'm going to ask, how do we get there?
how do we get there? Well, I see it as growing and prosperous. I'd love to see it as everyone having a nice place to live. I like us being able to provide services to all of this different socioeconomic demographic. I like us to be successful in business. I like us to be an opportunity for young people to not only grow up, but to stay, to live, work, and play. That's my thing, to make Leamington and the surrounding. I'm saying Leamington because that's my town, but I would like our young people to stay, and that we could have a future with all ages, not just because. I want to go back to something years ago when I first got on Leamington Council. We built ourselves for a while as a retirement community, and then we realized that's not a good thing. We want to be a place where everyone wants to stay because they have opportunities to have a good quality of life. And how do we get there? We have to think as a region. We can't think in individual pockets, and that's not an easy thing. I think we will get there, but we have to think as a group. Maybe what's good for all of us may not be really good for me, but I still need to support it. Whether it's building new roads at this end of the county or investing in something on that end of the county, that may not directly put money in my pocket or taxes in my pocket, but it's for the quality of life for all the people that live in this. Like, look how unique we are, right? We're this little peninsula at the end of Ontario. We need to think of ourselves as a whole, not always as those little individual pieces. And that goes for the city too, like, right? Oftentimes, city just thinks city. You need to think about us, and we need to think about the city and do things as a unit, still maintaining our individual identity though as well. Still think that's important. I still want Leamington to be known for what it's known for the ag industry, or again, as my CEO likes to say, now I can't think of what he says, food security business that we're in, and Tecumseh and Lakeshore known for the businesses that they have in that end, Kingsville for the restaurants, all of those identities we need to keep unique. But I believe there's so many opportunities where we can do things as a region, and we need to push that.
We're a quilt, right?
We are.
Everybody's got their own makeup of a quilt, but what is that bigger picture saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. We're here to support that.
Thank you, and I feel that. I feel that we are supported by are entities, if you will, that surround us, that also contribute to not only the quality of life, the quality of business, right? Quality of business leads to quality of life. It's not, none of those things are separate. To me, that's very important. So yeah, I see us as a booming area where people want to live, work, and play all of their lives.
I think that's a perfect way to end it. Hilda, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank
Again,
you.
a wonderful guest, a wonderful friend. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in, watching, listening, however you're consuming this podcast. Beyond Two Bridges, where today we bridged business and commerce to the warden, to the county, to municipal politics and government and leadership and some hard decisions. So tune in next time. Thank you very much, Hilda. Have a wonderful day.
My pleasure.